The governor of Wisconsin changing the name of the evergreen tree at the state capitol from a Christmas tree to a holiday tree. The left, again, declaring war on American and Christian traditions that many of us hold very dear. Joining me right now is CampusReform.org's editor-in-chief, Mr. Cabot Phillips. Cabot, good to see you again.
Great to be here, Trish.
You know what? I'm sorry. It's a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas tree. You can call it whatever you want. It's a Christmas tree. Why do they have to give a big slight to Christmas?
Well, this is the symptom of allowing the PC police to have such power in our culture. And when the PC police set the standard of we're going to remove things from society that could potentially offend people, you're going to have something like a Christmas tree that could potentially offend people. Though I don't think anyone actually is offended.
They're just calling it something different.
They're changing the name to try to sanitize things to make everything as unlikely as possible to offend people. I'm really concerned to see what the Christmas carols are going to sound, or the holiday carols will sound like, because, you know, what's it going to do? Oh, holiday tree, or my personal favorite, rocking around the holiday tree. It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
No,
it's sanitized.
It doesn't.
Again, this is a symptom, and every time that you bow down to the outrage mob, every time you change the name of something like this, or every time you say to the people that are offended, you know what, we're going to give you exactly what you want, all you're doing is incentivizing more of that behavior in the future, and you're setting a standard of, okay, if you tell us you might be offended, we'll give you exactly what you want, and it's dangerous to let that happen.
So I've lived in a lot of big cities and very diverse places, and typically, for example, when I was in New York City, you had a Christmas tree in the lobby and you had a menorah in the lobby, and you know what? Nobody was saying the Hanukkah candle. Right? Like, you just, you didn't have to call it something different, or the candle for that matter, if you really want to sanitize it. And the tree, I mean, it seems a little wild. Not to mention that, by the way, if it's a holiday tree, then if you're another religion, why don't you have it? Because it's just a holiday tree. Somebody who's Jewish might say, well, I don't want that tree because it symbolizes Christmas. It's a Christmas tree.
And by saying it's a holiday tree, you're implying it's a holiday of some kind. I don't know what other holiday it would be associated with. And I understand what they're saying. If they're saying we're only allowed to have a Christmas tree, I can see them, you know, people having very fair grievances. They're saying, well, let's allow other religions there. But Wisconsin also does allow room for other holiday icons. They've got a Festivus pole in there, to quote Seinfeld. They've got a menorah. They've got things of other religions and holidays that are there. It's not like they're state mandating having a Christmas tree. It is, again, it is centering bowing down.
So I want to get to this other story because we were teasing it throughout the show, and that's Northwestern University. Their student newspaper is issuing an apology because of its coverage of a Jeff Sessions event on campus. They say now that the coverage of the former Trump Attorney General was somehow traumatizing to students. So I went back and read their whole article, you know, their pictures that they posted. That's what journalists do. You cover live events, you cover things that happen, and, you know, sometimes not everybody likes it. Sometimes it is traumatizing. Sometimes it makes us feel bad. But nonetheless, you report on what happens on the ground. Why is it a university newspaper, by the way, one that has a journalism school, now apologizing for covering what happened on campus?
The two main things the students felt traumatized by, get this. Number one, that they were reached out to for comments about their presence at the protest. Number two, they were traumatized by the fact that pictures of the protests were made public. And getting mad at a journalist for reaching out for a comment is like getting mad at a doctor when they ask to take your blood pressure. They're doing their job. The point of a journalist is not to be concerned with feelings. It's to report the facts of what's going on, give people a chance to make up their own minds. And the fact that the university, one of the best journalism schools in the country, is now their school paper is saying, we're sorry, you deserve a better paper than this. Those are their words. You deserve a better paper than this. It's very concerning that people are prioritizing feelings over the freedom of press.
I didn't go to journalism school, and I'm kind of glad I did.
You're doing pretty well for yourself.
Cabot.